General Electric, the nation's largest industrial company, cut its dividend on Monday, only the second time it has done so since the Great Depression. The company announced before the start of stock trading that it would reduce its quarterly payout by half, to 12 cents a share from 24 cents a share. The dividend cut is the most emphatic move that John Flannery, G.E.'s new chief executive, has made since he took over in August. It is part of his broader plan to streamline the company by cutting costs and focusing on fewer businesses. Last month, when GE reported disappointing financial results, Mr. Flannery said that the company would sharpen its focus on fewer industrial businesses and shed at least $20 billion in assets over the next 2 years. That may just be the start. Mr. Flannery is set to detail his plans for GE at a presentation on Monday. Besides Mr. Flannery and the company's chief financial officer, Jamie Miller, executives from only 2 of the company's units, jet engines and electrical power generators, are scheduled to make presentations. For his part, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal on Monday, Mr. Flannery is expected to outline plans for 3 main businesses: aviation, power generation and healthcare. The other businesses currently in GE's portfolio include railway locomotives, lighting and a majority stake in a major oil field equipment company, Baker Hughes. GE had nearly 300,000 employees worldwide at the end of last year. Selling off several businesses in the next few years would leave the company much smaller, perhaps 2/3 the size it is today. Since becoming chief executive, Mr. Flannery has moved swiftly to roll back spending. He grounded the corporate jet fleet, stretched out the construction schedule for GE's new headquarters in Boston, closed down several international research and development labs and trimmed the workforce in units like GE Digital, the company's ambitious effort to become an industrial software powerhouse. Mr. Flannery had previously announced an acceleration of cost-cutting goals established under his predecessor, Jeffrey R. Immelt, who targeted $1 billion annually this year and next. Mr. Flannery doubled the 2018 goal to $2 billion in expenses to be eliminated. GE's stock price has fallen by 35% this year. GE last cut its dividend in 2009 in the throes of the financial crisis, when it was the nation's largest non-bank financial institution. That dividend cut was the first since the Great Depression for a company long revered as a model of enlightened management. The dividend cut announced on Monday reflects the company's declining cash flow, but it also underscores Mr. Flannery's decision to further pare back GE's portfolio of businesses. The total dividend payout had been more than $8 billion a year, among the most costly for American corporations. But the cash flow to cover that bill has faltered. When GE reported its third quarter earnings last month, it said that cash flow for the year would be about $7 billion, down from an initial target of $12 billion to $14 billion.